Three, two. Oh, I guess we're live. Hi, Miss Sue. How are you?
Good afternoon. Officially, well, almost, yep, 12:01 it looks like. Good afternoon on this lovely Friday. Last Friday in June, actually.
That's right. Yeah. Golly,
If you, if you
this month absolutely flew.
it is. I cannot believe that it's already going to be July 4th next weekend. So crazy,
Oh, I
crazy.
know. It's nuts. It's been June went fast. I don't even feel like I had a June.
And, but at least the weather feels a little cooler out there today. So, um,
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. Well, for any of our current guests or anybody who's watching the recording, I think we're going to continue, Miss Sue, and you can add in anything that I may miss here. We're going to continue with how to save hours a week with your Gmail by using the right extensions and stuff like that. I know that's sort of I got my focus on. How about you? What's on the agenda? We may have lost Miss Sue. Oh, shoot. Let me re-invite her and see. Hopefully we will get her back. She appears to still be there, but it looks like she is frozen. I don't know if you can hear me, Sue, or not. Just sending Sue a message here. See if we can get her back. Oh, she's gone. So let me try resending an invite to her here. See, this is the fun of a webinar sometimes. Sometimes stuff just happens. That's the second time, actually, as we were getting ready for the webinar. It happened once during that time, which is the first time this stuff's happened. But are you there?
All right, we'll try this again.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. Well, I've stayed live. I've informed everyone that we lost you, and now we got you back. So yay!
I don't know what the issue is because I've got internet. It just keeps shutting me out of Google. I don't know why.
Now, did you do something wrong on Google that you didn't tell the
I
rest of
must
us?
maybe excessive use.
Yeah, something like that. I'm sure it's just some technical
I guess.
glitch or
Anyhow, so
something.
this is great for us to be talking about how wonderful Gmail is.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, I still love
Anyway,
it, even with all of its occasional
I know.
glitchy thing.
Well, we're
Did you
going to
have?
turn it on. Go ahead. What?
I was going to ask, did you have anything? I didn't even know if you heard what I announced. I just said I was going to be focusing. I had most of my stuff focused on how to save time with using Gmail and the extensions, and I thought you might even have some things you wanted to add to the agenda, maybe.
No, just I'm sure I had posted out there on Facebook, and I know I let you know about the um, if you send out an email, you can recall that email now in Gmail. So I don't know where it is in the labs. I was trying to find it. I don't know whether it's in the labs or something that they're going to roll out individually. So I was going to ask you if you knew because I don't see it yet. So
I saw it and I've used it before and I took it off because the time frame was so limited during its beta testing that it just didn't. Most of the time, by the time I was going, oh shoot, it was already gone.
right,
I did
yeah,
read up. I did read up on it, and they said that basically all it's doing, or what it's doing, is it's delaying the send for 10 seconds if you have that set up.
right,
And as long as you recognize that in 10 seconds you didn't want to send that email yet, or for whatever reason, you can recover it before it goes
right.
out. I haven't actually tried adding it in yet. I'm going to, because 10 seconds actually is typically I'll send it and I'll go, oh. And so as long as I would have been happy if it was 5 seconds, but 10 seconds is perfect. Gives me plenty of time
Yeah.
to go.
I
Make
mean,
an
it's
adjustment.
not a huge, like you said, it's not like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh, I didn't mean to send it to that person. But 10 seconds, what I have a habit of doing is hitting send and I forget to attach a document. I'm like, oh, I didn't attach the document because you're going too, you're working too fast or whatever. So we'll look into that and focus on that for next week for sure. But why don't you jump right in and share what you want to talk about?
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned the attachments. I think that's the most common reason that I do the exact same thing. So now, just one second here. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right screen here. I see I almost grabbed the wrong one there for a minute. Are you seeing
Don't go by me again. I'm still seeing. Oh, I'm seeing your screen. Oh, how exciting.
Well, yay, it worked for once. For those of you who keep watching, we have a little technical glitch here for some reason with this. So
if you could enlarge it, that would be great.
Bear with us here. Is that a little better?
Go more.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
How's that?
More. That looks better. Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
You're good.
Well, the last time we covered a couple of these, and maybe you can help me remember along here, Miss Sue. I just had a call with. One was Boomerang, I believe. We also quickly reviewed FollowUp.cc, and I'll just mention Yesware. Yeah, and Yesware, and they all have some similarities in the sense that Boomerang, its main original feature was the ability to recall an email, basically say, I don't want to look at this thing right now, but I do want to look at it today, an hour from now, tomorrow, next week, and it basically takes it out of your inbox and then puts it back in during the time frame that you want. So it's kind of a nice way to keep your inbox clean, so you're not cluttered up with a whole bunch of stuff. It does a couple other things, but that's kind of
and that's a fee for that, correct, Boomerang?
I'm trying to remember, the pricing's right here. One second, let's just take a look. There is a free version. It gives you 10 per month. If you need more than that many, which I would imagine most would, you can get up to the $4.99 per month. We'll give you unlimited, which is not too bad. Now, and I would recommend everybody try it and just kind of get a feel for what it does. If you like it, I know I like it, so that's Boomerang. FollowUp.cc has a similar feature where you can snooze things, which is the same as, and basically they disappear from your inbox. And then it's also got, you can see who's reading the email, so it's got that component built into it too, so you can kind of see what's going on there. And you can put in reminders and a few other things. I really like this tool a lot. I'm still going back and forth. I'm actually literally testing both side by side and see which one I like better. The verdict's still out for me, so I wish I could tell you go one way or the other, but I haven't. And I've used Yesware as well. I'm basically comparing these two to Yesware, and Yesware's added some stuff. So in fairness to them, they've added even a click to call feature in there and some analytics, and they've also allowed if you're a Salesforce user and CRM syncing. I don't know if they allow other CRMs or not. I didn't read that far into that, but it's close. I will definitely at some point say here's the one I like the best for and here's why. But they all kind of have similar features. Banana Tang is one I haven't tested yet, but I will put it into the mix here. It's email tracking, email tracking, and scheduling for Gmail, and it's got some similar features. So I'll probably, whoever the winner is of the three here, I'll put Banana Tag up as a comparison. But those are some of the things that you can do. You can see it's got similarities. So it'll be interesting to see. And I wish I could tell you all the stuff I've looked at. It was definitive, but depending on who I've seen reviews on, they've all gotten really good reviews. So I'm not sure everybody else that reviewed that product reviewed all the rest. So I'm going to try and kind of do a good overview and kind of relate it back to real estate and see, here's what I think would work the best. So ToadApp's another one that allows you to kind of, they've set it up for managing sort of the sales process and the sales cycle. I put it there because it did get a lot of reviews. I have not tested that one yet. A CRM inside your Gmail. I know when I mentioned this to you last time, I think you got excited about this one. I am too. I'm going to be comparing this. We currently use Insightly for what we do, and I'm going to actually compare this against it. This one's pretty exciting. As you can see, it literally puts, I think it's a little further down. Yeah. It puts, this is right in your inbox in Gmail. It literally puts all these different, reminders so that you can follow up. This is a lead. This is, here's your leads. Here's your closed in one business, stuff like that. I think that might be pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to take a look at that.
Okay.
And that's called Streak, which is interesting. And let's see. This one is another one. I have not tested this one, but it's gotten not a lot of reviews, but they've all been very, very good. So it's another one that I would recommend people take a look at. It's an extension, of course, and it's work, etc. And again, basically a CRM. CRMs are become, I think, in my opinion, Sue, you can share what you think on this as well. I think it becomes a kind of a personal choice on how you like to organize yourself, and not every CRM is right for everybody. I know I've tried several over the years, and they all work, have similarities and all have differences, and I think we all as people likewise have those differences, and I find you have to kind of maybe try a couple before you figure out the one that best suits your way of organizing. What do you think?
I agree with that. Like I said, for years I used Outlook, and I am slowly going into the Google, but I still use MailChimp, and it's really not a CRM, so to speak, but it's for marketing more than anything because I can track emails that way. But Insightly is something that I know a number of realtor companies are using Insightly now.
Oh, okay. I really like it. We made the decision to switch to it 100% about 6 months ago in our company, and so far we really like it, and they're constantly updating and adapting and upgrading it. It doesn't have I'll say this, it doesn't have every bell and whistle that you could possibly have, but I'm okay with that because I find some, like Salesforce I've used, it can do anything, I mean literally, but I find it overly complicated and overly done for what I need to use it for. And I think what most small businesses would use it for, like your typical real estate agent, or even, I think most brokerages, I think Salesforce can be a little bit of an overkill. If you're capable of doing it and you need all those tools, it's a great tool. I'm not saying it's not a great tool. I just find it's too much for most people, or your typical small business anyway. And I think if your typical real estate agent is running a small business, just like we are. So there's Insight.
It does a whole lot more than just basic CRM. That's the thing. It does project management. So for a brokerage, that's a huge thing to do. I mean,
absolutely.
You can set up your projects and stuff like that. It's just great. I think it's got a lot of potential. So
absolutely. And Insightly for me, it's very simple. I found the learning curve to be very straightforward overall. There's only been a couple of little things that have taken a bit of time to kind of figure out, and we're still learning parts of it as we speak. But we love the project management. We love here's our actual account, and you'll see, there's kind of a home section, which is kind of, oops, it's going to make me log back in 1 second. It's got a home section, which will tell you all the things that have recently, that you've done so far, in the last couple of days. And it's got a place for all your tasks, contacts, organizations, businesses that you do business with or want to do business with, leads, opportunities, so people who are now in the sales process with you, projects. Once you've got the business, you put them in, and the nice thing is you can move them from stage to stage, and there's a whole bunch of other things in here, and reporting. I really like it. It's just very intuitive for me and our staff, and it's just a matter
of how detailed you want to be with your CRM. If you want something simple, this is not going to be it. So
right. So that's Insightly, and Insightly, the cost, depending on the version of it you want, I believe is $10 per user per month. There's more expensive versions, but for a lot of people, that'll probably do it. Rapportive as a time-saving tool with your email account or your Gmail account. If you want to know who you're talking to, the nice thing with Rapportive is it pulls up in the side of your Gmail a little picture of that person if they have one. Any of the information that's that it can pull. It'll even pull stuff from the social profiles, and it'll even allow you to connect directly through LinkedIn. Rapportive was purchased by LinkedIn not too long ago. I liked it, honestly, a tiny bit better before LinkedIn got their hands on it, but because LinkedIn, of course, has a purpose for it, but it's still a really good tool, and I still use it. So here, one of the ways to use it, do you remember some of the chats we've had about social recon?
Right.
This is a tool that you can use for that. So when you've got an email from somebody, if you got an email back from somebody and that's all you got, sometimes that email will pull up some social information. So and that might help you respond back properly or remember who they are if you're having difficulty remembering who that person is. Full Contact is another one of these social recon tools. Again, a great, I'm just started testing this one, so it's a little early for me, but this one got some 4.5 stars. It's got a ton of users. Those are good signs for me to test it out with. Obviously you can see a few here that aren't so positive, but there's some good ones. You just have to kind of take a look sometimes, but I almost won't even look at anything if it's below 4 stars, but as long as it's 4 or greater and you've got enough users, I will take a look, and I think that one's worth looking at. Unroll Me is awesome.
What is it?
It's called Unroll Me, and it basically will search all your email and look for subscriptions to a different email subscriptions. And if you want to, it'll help you unsubscribe to any or all of them. And if you're overwhelmed with email or you're getting email that you really don't want anymore, this is a really nice tool to get that done efficiently.
Right. And the nice thing about Unroll Me is that a lot of times we forget what we signed up for. So it's a good way of getting your name off those lists. So
absolutely, absolutely. And I see that we're at the 15-minute mark, or a hair over. We're at 12:17. I'll cover one more here, and then maybe I've still got another 3, 4, 5, 6. I got enough for probably next week again, if you'd like, or I can continue. But I think it's probably good to cut it off here. Assistant 2 is awesome. I've been testing this for about 2 weeks now, and just like you see here, when you do it, it pulls up a little pop-up, and you can choose within your calendar, which you can view all your current meetings and stuff, and you can block off, like if you want to do a 30-minute meeting with these people that you're talking to or sending an email to, you choose 1, 2, 3, 4 slots, whatever you want that you think are options for you. It'll automatically put it into your Gmail email for you, and then when you send it, these are all links that individual can choose from, and hopefully one of them works. If it does, by them clicking for example, you see here, works for me, if they click that, they'll allow them to book that appointment. You already know what's good for you, gives them a choice, and it books it, and everybody gets it put in their calendar. It's really nice. I really like it.
Nice, yeah.
It's helped me save several emails back and forth, and typically appointments can take several emails to get a time that works for everybody. Right. This is exactly. With one exception, since I've used it, it's always been taken care of on that first appointment, which has been nice. And the feedback I've gotten from everybody that's gotten it, with the exception of one person, loved it, and the person who got it just didn't read the whole email. Because it shows at the bottom of what you wrote, and sent back and said, well, what time do you want? And I said, well, hey, if you read the email real carefully, I gave you 4 choices down below. And once he saw it, he booked it immediately, and now he likes it. I think he actually added it to his own Gmail. So cool. This is a really neat one. I think this one, booking appointments, viewing appointments maybe with your clients, and things like that, for all kinds of reasons. I think this might be very, very handy for the realtors who are listening to the caller.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Well, great. I think that these are great resources. And again, these are just meant for people to look at and make a choice which ones they want to use. There's a lot of options out there. Use all of them, use none of them, pick one. So
Yeah.
it's your choice. There's just so many options out there. But I don't know if I can, nail you down on one, but out of all the things on here that we've talked about today, as a realtor, for realtors only, what do you think is the most beneficial for email?
So far, I would pick two. If I'm allowed, can I pick two? Am I allowed?
Okay.
I'm going to say if I had to say right now, I'm still going to test for another week, but if I had to say right now, FollowUp.cc, I like probably the best between Boomerang and FollowUp.cc and Yesware. I like that the best. And then I would say this Assistant.to. I just love the way it works, and the saving multiple emails to try and find a time together has been really good.
Okay, well, awesome.
Yep.
Great tips. I'm going to check them out myself. So I'll let you know next week if I get a chance to look at them. So again, thank you, Pierre, for your time, and I love our chats. I'm looking forward to next week again, finishing up this series of the Gmail and the apps and the add-ons and the extensions, so to speak. And we'll be talking more next week again about more things with Gmail and how to use them. And all of these are to help realtors be more efficient in what they do and to track email and just to schedule things right from your email, so you don't have to go from your email to your calendar. You can just do it right there. Yep. So all to expedite everything. So thanks again. And again, this will be posted on our Facebook pages later, also on the Realtors Helping Realtors. So that's it for me.
Yeah, and to close out, just so everybody knows real quick, I'm just going to share one last thing here because I think it'll help everybody. If this is your first time that you've come to our Quickfire Fridays that me and Sue have done, I don't know how many we've done exactly. I think we've done probably 15, maybe 12, 15, 16, something like that. This is, if you go to mbuzz.com and you click on the QFF link right there, you'll come to this page, and basically here you can register for the upcoming webinars, and here's all the previous ones. So I don't know how many that is. I got last week still to put up. It is already up on our YouTube channel, which you can come here and get to it right here and watch that. But basically we even do a summary within all of these of the particular components. If there was a PowerPoint shared, we'll even include all that. So you can listen to us, and then we also have all the links or anything that we may have mentioned during that presentation to make it easy for you to use as a resource. So all of that's sitting there for you, and that's the last thing I wanted to make sure everybody knew, how to get past webinars as well.
Okay, sounds good. See you and talk to you next Friday. Actually, yeah, July 3rd. I guess we will still do one for the holiday. Or do you want to bump it back a week?
We could tell you what, we'll announce that. I'm thinking that we either change to a different day. My summer schedule is going to start getting busy, so we may even pre-record a few of these, Sue, if you're open to it, and everybody's and then give a couple of extra or a couple of different days for those scenarios. And if you're open to it, and that way we at least get one out every week for the people who are really enjoying them, and that way we can work it around hopefully our different schedules. I know you probably have things going on this summer too, so
yeah, just for next weekend, the 4th. So we might want to just change that up or do it ahead of time and record it. So we'll get together with me. And thanks again, Pierre, and have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too, Miss Sue. Thanks, everyone.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Thanks.